Baltimore, in one of the few stadiums not known to get filled by their own fans. Steelers players saw and heard the Baltimore Ravens get booed before a ball was put in play. They were kneeling with the exceptions of Matt Skura and Ryan Jensen in the moment preceding the national anthem. When they stood for it, the booing stopped. But proceedings had already overshadowed the AFC North rivalry, Alejandro Villanueva said. And while the game had been briefly buried by fan reaction, the reason players knelt was too, he said. At this point, this whole kneeling or standing up is a much bigger issue than the things that we're asking for as a league, Villanueva said. We're trying to be conscious of social issues. We're also trying to be very respectful of the flag. And how it's being demonstrated has taken a much larger stage than the actions on the field. Steelers ultimately decided that actions off the field were the best way to address racial inequality and police brutality, which NFL players starting with Colin Kaepernick last preseason began kneeling for during the anthem last preseason. According to the Washington Post's nationwide database, 737 people have been shot and killed by police this year. 6 Steelers who helped themselves, 3 who did the opposite. Sunday, Cameron Hayward and Ben Roethlisberger spoke of moving forward on Monday. Mike Tomlin said Tuesdays are the days his players help their communities. Marcus Pouncey took his quarterback's statement one step further and promised 100% of Steelers would stand for the anthem on Sunday. This was largely understood after Monday's team meeting, Stephon Tuitt said. Afterward, players could still think about kneeling, but doing so was another matter. None did. Our captains stood up and our captains told us, Tuitt said. We had everybody talk. Everybody had their chance to have their personal view, and at the end of the day, we're going to do everything as a team. I don't want nobody to think we're disrespecting our military. I don't want nobody to think we were disrespecting our flag, because we're not. And the whole point of the stuff that's happened is because of racial injustice. Ravens weren't surprised to be booed. Joe Flacco was not, and neither was Terrell Suggs. Pittsburgh's front seven reflects on debut as a whole unit. Flacco said his team knelt to support teammates who wanted to. Suggs echoed that kneeling was a matter of staying together. We knew it was possible, that we were going to get it, he said of the boos. We just wanted to show to our fans that we still do stand in solidarity. We don't want anybody to lose the narrative of why we're doing it. We don't want people to think that we're disrespecting the flag. Though they had been opponents Sunday, Suggs and Tuitt said similar words after their AFC North clash. Tuitt recalled difficulties he and his wife, who is white, face in being together. Sometimes my girl is walking down South Side, and somebody says you're a disgrace to the white nation, you're a disgrace to this. You know, you have stuff like that, Tuitt said. And that's what people need to understand and be honest about. And for this stuff to happen, that's the truth. That's what really goes on. Everything is not as stupidity as everybody thinks it is, because we're getting paid a lot of money. The money he does make, and the time he does have, Tuitt said, he spends working camps for kids who may make it to the NFL like him, and at events where he said he can help educate people on business and financial decision. That's what we try to do for the community, Tuitt said. The sooner people start realizing that I know you have a couple knuckleheads, but most, 90% of the people, is really trying to do that. Yet as Steelers took the field, celebrated their victory afterward, and headed back to Pittsburgh, a question tight end Xavier Grimble had asked on Wednesday remained unanswered by both of the teams who had played at Montana Bank Stadium. I mean, we know what the issue is. Y'all know what the issue is too, he said. So, how can we peacefully stand up for ourselves? All things Steelers Ravens from us and others. Pittsburgh Steelers coverage on PennLive. Want more news from in, around Pittsburgh? Check out PennLive's Pittsburgh coverage.